KUSI News at 6.
We'll be talking about Tayshaun Cherry. We'll be talking about the Lord Stanley Cup. And then Mason Kern has some late-breaking trade news happened just seconds ago. We'll be talking about it right after these commercial words. So that brings in the sports watchdog. You know him as Mason Kern. We know him as Amadeus. He is simply that talented. Where do you want to start?
We can go Tayshaun Cherry.
All right, we'll start with Mr. Cherry. Did he make a good move?
Yeah, I think so. In his recruiting process, he definitely got along well with USC coaches. And I think the style of play just fits him. He kind of plays how Benny Boatwright, one of their forwards, plays, but he's a lot quicker. Kind of a streaky shooter, though. He'll need to improve upon that, definitely develop that part of his game. But overall, I think it was a very good decision for him and the program.
All right, you're an NBA guy. Let's talk about
yes.
Chris Paul got traded to Houston for 3 guys not named James Harden and a protected top 3 pick.
Yeah.
Who got the better end of that deal?
I think Chris Paul is a player who is definitely going to immediately improve the Rockets. The Rockets did give a lot of their depth, though, which it kind of equalizes because Chris Paul is 32 years old, so he's kind of just getting out of the prime years of his career, but he's still an elite point god even, I would say. But yeah, he's going to immediately improve the Rockets with James Harden, great backcourt. I think the Clippers just needed to change because their core isn't really going anywhere.
All right, we were going to talk about Phil Jackson next, but this late-breaking news. Paul George traded to OKC, enlightened the people.
Yeah, so what I've heard is that Victor Oladipo and Sabonis are both being traded. I heard that Paul George is now going to become a part of the Oklahoma City Thunder team along with Russell Westbrook. Russell only has 1 year left on his contract, though, so that could be interesting for the Lakers because I know Paul George has expressed interest in wanting to join them, which personally as a fan, I would want him and possibly even Westbrook to be going to the Lakers. They would make a strong push for him in free agency, but kind of an interesting move for this upcoming season, see how they both play together.
All right, programming note, Mason. Coming up on tonight's All Sports Report, Matt Gilson will take a look at the Lord Stanley Cup. It was in town today, and we'll have that story for you on the 1045 ASR, but it also sparked this conversation. Which is the best trophy in all of sport?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think the criteria, it's kind of size, tradition, and history. So when you look at it, you obviously have Lord Stanley Cup. It's huge, got so much tradition. But you also have player-specific awards like the NBA MVP, the Heisman, also just various other MVP awards. So many different places. You have the Green Jacket. But you also have the Silver Pigskin Award. You can't overlook that. It's a great award. It awards high school football players. So I think that also culminates into a great award.
That's what probably just scored you a long-term contract.
I hope so.
Adrian Gonzalez is in town. Allie Wagner will have our story tonight on the 1045 ASR explaining this picture with Antonio Gates. But it sparked this question. If you're a Major League general manager and you could only get one current San Diego-born active MLB player, who would you take?
Ironically, I'd go with Adrian Gonzalez. It was kind of between him and Cole Hamels, but I think Gonzalez is a true slugger. He is a Hall of Fame fringe candidate right now. I mean, he's one of 3 current players to have 300 home runs and bat 290. 5-time All-Star. I mean, he's achieved so much. Plus, he was drafted #1 overall in his draft and was a star here in San Diego when he played for us. So very appreciative, and I would love to have him on my team.
All right. Reggie Bush was on Good Morning San Diego being interviewed by fellow Trojan Lisa Rumlard. It sparked another conversation, but we should mention Reggie's in town for getting ready for his football camp. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. But Reggie also played his high school football at Helix with
Alex Smith.
So who had the better? Alex is still playing, obviously. Reggie still wants to play. Who had the better NFL? Who's having the better NFL career?
Yeah, so obviously Alex Smith, he's kind of the cornerstone for the Chiefs right now, and Reggie is still trying to find a team free agent. But they both had really good careers so far. It's really cool to see local guys who came both from Helix having so much success. I mean, Reggie Bush rushed for 1,000 yards. Alex Smith has made more money in salary, but off-field, Reggie is only second to Peyton Manning in endorsements, so that kind of equalizes and levels that out. So it's just really cool to see both local guys having such great careers.
You know, the money, if you take the off-field money, then that probably swings Reggie's way, right? And then at the end of the day, I think a lot of guys measure careers by championship glory.
Yeah, that's a great point.
All right, so speaking of Reggie Bush, as mentioned, he's in town promoting his upcoming Reggie Bush weekend, which is going to be filled with football camps, this, that, and the other thing. KUSI is actively involved and built a promo for him.
All right.
we had a little dispute, Reggie and I did. We're going to show you two different promos. You tell me which one's better.
Okay.
Here's promo number 1.
Hey, what's up, San Diego? This is Reggie Bush, inviting you to join me for the Reggie Bush Weekend, July 13th through the 16th. Join me for 4 days of fundraising and fun, including a one-of-a-kind esports FIFA tournament.
All right, that's promo number 1.
All right.
Here's promo number 2.
A kids' football clinic, a pool party, a golf tournament, and a video game tournament where you get to play against me and maybe win some big prizes.
So which promo did you like better?
I think the one where he's catching all this stuff. I mean, I have a sneaking suspicion that you produced that. But, yeah, I think promo 2, that was a great one. It'll definitely get people to go.
All right. See, Reggie, if you're watching, I told you it was the way to go.
Hey, both of them were good, but you're
all
a
right,
little bit
we
better.
have a little extra time. We dumped Phil Jackson from this. Did Phil Jackson hurt his career by his time in New York City?
Yeah, I mean, I think that overall, just his coaching policies didn't really translate to the NBA executive position. I mean, he's always preached the triangle offense, which I'm sure you're aware of, but that only led to 80 wins in a 3-year span of time. So that's definitely just not going to cut it. He's done pretty well drafting. You got Kristaps Porzingis, Willie Hernangomez, and now Frank Ntilikina, but they're not really adapting to the triangle offense, and that's kind of hurt coaching staff. That has rotated a lot throughout the years as well. So he definitely has tarnished it a little bit. I still respect what he did in L.A., just didn't really translate to an
And lastly, the San Diego Padres showing signs of life, winning 3 straight, taking on the Dodgers in a series that we'll have highlights tonight on the 1045 ASR. Are we beginning to see what the future looks like, or is it just... Go on, say what you got to say.
It's optimistic. I don't know if we're seeing the complete turnaround of the Padres. I mean, you definitely have core pieces there, Will Myers and Hunter Renfroe and Manny Margot, but they're definitely the future. I don't know if they'll take this series against the Dodgers, but definitely I've seen signs throughout the season that they could be very good in the future.
And we have to see what the future pitching staff looks like, because all those guys are still coming.
Yeah, through the draft as well.
All right, so that is tonight on the All Sports Report. We are going to have 3 features, one by Brandon Stone and Tayshaun Cherry. Matt Gilson was hanging out with Lord Stanley's Cup, and Allie Wagner was hanging out with Adrian Gonzalez. We'll also have the best of our recaps with Mason and Jamar Taylor, who was in studio earlier today, and 4 Little League games. All that and Padre highlights. That is what you call a jam-packed sportscast, right?
Pretty filled.
All right, enjoy your 4th of July.
I will, you too.
He's the top-ranked sportscaster under age of 20 in the nation, and I'm Rudy. Back to you guys.
All right, sounds like you got a bunch of sports going on tonight. Thank you, Paul. Thank you.